to any process about hiring. And likewise, neither Janet or I have made any commitments to anybody about staffing. We want the best talent available. If it's someone there now, then so be it. If it's someone new, so be it. We haven't made any promises to anybody, and no one's been penciled in, no one's been ruled out.
John.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry, I forgot to turn
Thank you, and thank you for the question. Let me just say, if the current rules and provisions provide for just the chair hiring staff, then I find that not a good situation. I worked at the University of Maine for a long, long time. I'm not going to tell you how long, some of you already know. But, and I was a director of the program. We always had a search committee. We always had a committee that interviewed candidates, that talked about qualifications, and came down to like 2 candidates that were like finalists. And then that's when the director became part of the process, but it still involved representatives of our advisory committee. And I think the party is much better off if we do that. You know, if it's true that 2 heads are better than 1, then many heads are better than 2. And I think the more people we can have involved, not the whole state committee, for example, I think that would be far too many people and really unwieldy. But certainly a small group that would be designated as a search committee, do the interviews, you know, and then come up with more than one recommendation, but, you know, like maybe in order or something like that. But having one person make that decision, it's too awesome a responsibility. And I would welcome a change if I were the chair. Yeah, thank you.
Stephanie.
First of all, as an attorney, I would think first about personnel laws, and I would have to look and see what's in place in terms of the staff there now. Thanks for your question too. I would not go in and preemptively get rid of anybody. I would want to give them a reasonable amount of time with their goals that I have for them to reach, and see in 60 days or so, that's just, I'm throwing that number out there, but see if they're able to meet those goals and you know, do what they need to do. In terms of the executive committee and the way it works now, if it does work that the chair is the sole person making the decisions, I think I would be open to having the executive committee absolutely work as a search committee, but I think in the end, there has to be one person who makes that final decision. So it should be in the hands of the chair, but I think it's a great idea to have names gathered and the executive committee participate in that. Thanks.
Melissa.
The rules and the bylaws are very, very clear. And that if people want to change the rules and the bylaws, they're more than happy to fill out a form and contact Bob Wake and request a change. The rules and the bylaws are very clear that the chair has the power to hire and fire the executive director. Having said that, I would like to hire an interim director for a 1-2-year contract, who is neutral, who knows that they are not going to continue past this point, an intern. The sole job of the director is to handle the day-to-day activities and to chair a search committee. The search committee is composed of the admin committee in accordance with the rules and the bylaws of the party. The admin committee handles human resource policy. They are our search committee. It already exists, it's in our rules and bylaws. I believe that committee should do a real, honest-to-God job search. And that before they do the job search, they need to decide what exactly we need in terms of staff. Do we need an executive director? Which implies that they run the party. Or do we need to rethink the title of the position and the direction and the job that we want them to do? The very first staffer hired by the Maine Democratic Party, his job title, his name was Don Nichols, and his job title was Executive Secretary to the Democratic State Committee. That puts a completely different spin on the job and the responsibilities. I believe that the admin committee to do a search and come up with 5 names. Those 5 names should be submitted to the chair of the party, who exercises their power as chair of the party to select 3 people to come to the state to be interviewed by the state committee, its inherent subcommittees, and all pertinent individuals, including county chairs, town chairs, legislators, the caucuses, and anyone who wants to participate, within the understanding that they have to provide feedback about who they liked and who they didn't like. And then the chair should take all of those accumulated responses and make the final decision about who should be employed in that position. Thank you very much.
Oh, God.